Too much mud, sipping on drink the reaper, nigga. Scroll through pictures of myself, gotta face my demons, nigga. If no one else, I'ma do it myself, I plan to leave a nigga. Front on, I'm gon' lead on my own. Hustlin', ballin', got it right now, I'm strong.
Yo, what it do? Is your boy KVS TV, man. We back with another reaction video. In today's video, we have LeBron James had cheated the NBA. Now, this is something I seen come across my YouTube page, so I'm like, let me just tap in and see what it's talking about and bring it. Let's watch it live together. My first time watching this video. I thought about just going ahead and reacting with y'all. So let's see, man. Get your popcorn ready, man. Like I said, you new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, man. Let's get into it.
The agent for Anthony Davis has informed the New Orleans Pelicans that he has no intention of signing an extension, and as a matter of fact, has requested a trade.
Anthony Davis, by hiring Rich Paul and by putting this out there now, is letting the entire league know, I want to play for the Lakers and only the Lakers.
Execute Order 66.
The Pelicans have agreed to finally trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers.
The next day.
Number one pick in the 2019 NBA draft goes to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Do you smell it? That smell. A kind of smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly.
The three-team blockbuster trade finalized late Saturday night. You've got Luka Doncic going to LA, playing alongside LeBron, and Anthony Davis now in Dallas.
The next day.
The Dallas Mavericks had a 1.8% chance to win the #1 pick overall in next month's draft. They had never won the lottery. You can't keep getting away with it!
When it comes to the NBA draft lottery historically, it's always been very suspect, sketchy, and looked at by fans as an event the NBA could easily rig. And looking at this year's lottery, if you thought it was sketchy already, this was the final nail in the coffin. Dallas getting the first overall pick, jumping 10 spots in the draft, it's too good to be true.
I'll make a prediction, because we saw this in 2011 when Cleveland miraculously won the lottery the year after LeBron left. I just think Dallas wins the lottery now. I'm going to bet on it.
No.
I'm going to bet on it on FanDuel.
Luka for AD happened in the middle of the night, nobody knowing what's going on. That was suspect, sketchy on its own. We were all scratching our heads. But now Dallas in the first overall pick, it all makes sense. A package of Cooper for like Anthony Davis being traded for Luka Doncic, that's a pretty fair trade, a trade I might do. But what it took to get that done was Adam Silver intervening, tweaking certain things, and making backdoor handshake deals. For a vast majority of NBA fans, including myself, the lottery to us is 100% rigged. And looking back at NBA history, you gotta ask the very tough question, which teams, players, organizations have benefited the most from these lottery miracles that happen once a century? The answer to that question is quite simple. The guy who benefits the most is LeBron James.
The #1 pick in the 2011 NBA draft belongs to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That the #1 pick in the 2014 NBA draft goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I just think, enough. We're sorry LeBron left Cleveland, but enough with the karma for Cleveland. I wish anybody else had won.
How about this? You just talked about it. You take Embiid, you have Kyrie. LeBron James returns.
Many months later.
So first off, to prove LeBron James benefits from lottery miracles the most, let's go back to 2010 when he left Cleveland the first time. When LeBron left the Cavaliers, that fan base, organization, the entire economy of Ohio took a big time hit. And what that left was a massive vacuum for a mid-market team. Now, LeBron down in South Beach for his quote-unquote college years, spent 4 years there, went 2-2 in the finals, had immense success. Now, in Cleveland...
Damn, bro. Come on, bro.
What was happening from 2011 to 2014? Some very sketchy stuff. The Cavs in that 4-year run got the first overall pick, not once, twice, but 3 separate times. I know what you're going to say. Well, you know, the Cavs, they suck, they were awful, they were the worst team in the league. That's what happens. And look, the Cavs, they were bad, but they weren't that bad, and they weren't that lucky. Since the NBA-ABA merger of 1977, when they added those teams to the league, no NBA team in league history besides Cleveland has gotten 3 first overall picks in a 4-year run.
Totally unexpected. Cleveland only had the 1.7% odds to move up. Shocker.
I'm picking up your sarcasm.
Listen, man, during the ball drop, you know, during the lottery drop, Cleveland got the #1 pick. I just don't think that was just...
Whoa, what are you saying?
And look at 2011 first, when they got Kyrie Irving. This year, Cleveland was not a good team, but that first overall pick wasn't the Cavs' pick. The pick that got Kyrie Irving was a pick via the Clippers. The odds that pick for the Cavaliers was the first overall pick was at 2.8% chance. Out of the entire draft lottery, the 8th highest odds. So that Clippers pick, what happened with it, it moved up 7 spots, much higher than anticipated. And what you got from that, not only the first overall pick, but a generational prospect in Kyrie Irving, a future Hall of Famer. Now look at 2013, Anthony Bennett. This won the least suspect draft. Cleveland this year, 15.5% chance to get the first overall pick, the 3rd highest odds. So yes, they moved up, it was only 2 spots, they were a really bad team. Is that kind of lucky? I guess you could say it's lucky. Is it Hail Mary lucky? No. Now 2014, the Andrew Wiggins draft. This one, highly suspect. The Cavaliers' percentage of their first overall pick was at 1.7. Out of that year's lottery, it ranked 9th. And what happened by sheer coincidence? They moved up 8 spots. And for someone like Andrew Wiggins in that time period, I mean, he was like Kobe, Jordan, LeBron 2.0, the second coming, the next it guy.
The Cleveland Cavaliers select Andrew.
3 days later.
The Cavaliers and Minnesota Timberwolves have agreed on a deal that will send All-Star Kevin Love to Cleveland in exchange for both first overall pick Canadians Wiggins and Anthony Bennett, as well as a protected 2015 first rounder.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
The day Andrew Wiggins was drafted was June 26, 2014. But 2 weeks later, July 11, 2014, what would happen out of nowhere? LeBron James, I'm coming home. Now, this in the moment, you know, a feel-good story, LeBron James going home, going to fulfill his destiny. In the moment, that's what everyone thought. 10 years later, it's a little bit more sinister. As looking at someone like Wiggins, what he was in reality was the final chess piece to get LeBron James his much-needed help in Cleveland that he didn't have in his first stint. And Wiggins being that chess piece, I mean, he got a pretty hefty haul in All-Star Kevin Love, who at that time was a top 50 player, a bona fide superstar.
31 points, 31 rebounds in 40 minutes.
He's trying to win it here.
If the Cavs in 2011-2014 don't look into the first overall pick, what they don't get is LeBron James in 2014. As like we see time and time again, LeBron isn't joining teams and rosters that have no all-stars, future all-stars, or superstar players. And one thing I do want to hammer home repeatedly, the Cavs getting 3 first overall picks, that on its own is very sketchy. But the way they beat the odds twice to get those picks, that makes it even more suspect. Look at the lowest draft odds to the first overall pick in NBA history. Number 1, the Orlando Magic, 1993. Number 2, the Bulls, 2008. Number 3, the Cavaliers, 2014. Number 4, Dallas this year. And number 5, Cleveland in 2011. So what are the odds Cleveland, not once but twice, beats the odds at an historic rate? If you ask me, those odds are not great. And look at that 4th spot, the Dallas Mavericks, and that backdoor handshake deal to get Luka to LA.
There's something going on around here that just don't add up.
Now, like we saw in the Dallas Lakers trade, where they sent Luka to LA, got that backdoor handshake deal, got Davis and Flag, had that amazing lottery luck. Back in 2019, the exact same thing happened with Anthony Davis. As looking at Davis in New Orleans, the most blatant example of collusion, the NBA intervening and putting their finger on the scale. Anthony Davis, September 23rd, 2018, who his agent became, was Rich Paul of Clutch Sports. 19 games in that season with his new agent Rich Paul, what happens January 28, 2019? AD, for the first time ever, demands a trade. It's not just a trade, he has demands. His biggest demand, going to the Lakers. And guess, just by sheer coincidence, who's on the Lakers in 2019? LeBron James, best friend of Rich Paul.
Like this era for me, I have to say this LeBron James-led era where players are exchanging jerseys, and I'm hearing a top flight player saying he wants to go play for a contender when it used to be your best player made you a contender.
Yeah, I mean, do you think we might get to that point where Adam Silver steps in and there's a player who owns an agency with an agent that's shared with the best player that's come out to say that I want to get traded?
I certainly think it puts everybody's antenna up in the league office.
The commissioner should fine, a guy like Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, because you're talking about bullying small market teams and the letting go of talent.
Now here's the part everyone forgets. Davis at this point had little or no leverage. The Pels GM Dell Demps, even head coach Alvin Gentry, did not want to trade Davis. And for weeks, they weren't playing ball. If that had been the case, what happened to Dell Demps on February 15th? This guy was fired after being the GM for nearly a decade. And guess who they replaced him with? David Griffin, former Cavs GM, on April 12th, who in the end would get Davis to LA and fulfill his dream of being a Laker. And much like the slimy Luka Lakers trade, what happened to the Pelicans in that year's lottery? By sheer coincidence, they got the first overall pick in Zion Williamson, who is from Duke, just like Cooper Flat. So yet again, a team that works LeBron James to collude, what happens to them a couple months later? They get the first overall pick in spectacular fashion. It happened with Dallas, as well as New Orleans.
Coincidence? I think not!
Like I keep saying over and over again, does lightning strike twice, 3 times, 4 times, even 5 times in the same spot? You ask me, it doesn't. Happens once in 2011, okay, miracles happen. 2014, again, to get LeBron back to Cleveland, that's suspect. The Pels in 2019, playing ball trading Davis, they get the first overall pick, that seems pretty lucky. Then the Mavs 6 years later, doing the exact same thing in more spectacular fashion, in the first overall pick, that happening again just seems too good to be true. All those so-called miracles, what they end up doing for LeBron James is delivering him championships. If Wiggins and Kyrie aren't in Cleveland, the 2016 title does not happen. If Dell Demps is never fired in 2019, Anthony Davis in 2020 doesn't get that bubble championship. That right there is 2 LeBron James titles linked to very sketchy dealings behind the scenes or out in public. No NBA player, no matter how lucky they are, gets all the breaks and benefits of LeBron James. It simply doesn't happen, and lightning struck once too many times. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Y'all kind of know how y'all feel about that video, man. So let me know how y'all feel about that video, man. Appreciate everybody if you tune in to the video. I appreciate you. See you next video, man.